Hi there guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you had a great weekend. Yeah, as you could see, I uploaded a video late on Saturday night, I think it was, when Eddie Howe walked from Bournemouth. It's kind of unexpected, the timing of that one, but yeah, I can't really say I'm surprised that he's walked. Obviously I've gone into quite a bit of detail in the video as to why I think he's gone, and maybe, he's outstayed his time at Bournemouth despite being a club legend and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks a lot for all your views in the last couple of weeks. I mean, the Newcastle video, which I managed to get out quite quickly after the news broke and the takeover falling through, got over 2,000 views, which absolutely blew my mind that so many people are watching this channel, to be honest. My subscriber count has gone up by 10 as well, I think. So yeah, I'm really buzzing. I'm really grateful. So thanks so much. And, it's only just the beginning. I'm going to churn out as many videos as I can. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. And yeah, we'll just keep going. We'll keep, reporting to you the news. Whatever's going on, I'll be there for you all. And yeah, let's just see what we can make of this in the long run. So anyway, today's video, it's quite a fun one, to be honest. It's going to be my Premier League team of the season, but only with players that finished outside the top 6 places. So, most people's teams of the season in the Premier League, which do include the, obviously the top 4, the top 6, pretty much the same, really. Mixture of Liverpool and, Man United, front three and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to do that. I thought it'd be a little bit different and do players that only finished it, outside of the top 6. So yeah, let me know what your team would be. Obviously let me know your feedback and stuff like that. But this is my choice. These are my picks, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, in goal, one of a few Sheffield United players in this team, Dean Henderson, is my goalkeeper of the season. In my opinion, next season he should probably be Man United's #1 as well. I think he's a better goalkeeper than De Gea now. I think he's been brilliant this year. He's got 13 clean sheets, which is the joint third in the league. So, playing for a team such as Sheffield United, who do sometimes leave themselves a little bit exposed at the back with how, their their centre backs burst forward and stuff like that. That is an absolutely incredible achievement by Dean Henderson. And, he has made a couple of mistakes this year. But to be honest with you, I think he's, you can let him off when you consider the saves that he makes in other games. And Chris Wilder loves him. The Sheffield United fans love him. Sorry, my hair. And yeah, I think he's absolutely brilliant, and he should be nailed on #1 for Manchester United next season. That's if, no one else comes in for him. So yeah, Dean Henderson's my goalkeeper. Right back will be Matt Doherty from Wolves. He is one of several Wolves players as well that have made this team. He is a fantastic right back. He seems to just run and run and run relentlessly. He's popped up with a couple of goals this season as well. Very good defensively, very quick, and like I say, he's got bagfuls of energy. Never really seems to have a bad game. I know that Nuno, in that formation that Nuno plays at Wolves, he's more of a right wing back, but I'm playing with 4 across the back in my team of the season. So yeah, Matt Doherty gets in at right back. I think he's been fantastic, and he's one of the stalwarts in that Wolves team. So yeah, Matt Doherty right back. The 2 centre halves, I've gone for Ben Mee at Burnley, who, season in, season out, you know what you're going to get with Ben Mee. He's rock solid. He can pop up with a goal. He's tall. He's strong. He's a leader. He's the club captain. I think he's a fantastic centre-half, and he epitomises what Burnley as a club are all about. So he's my first centre-back. The other one alongside him is Sheffield United again, John Egan. Now, you could have picked a number of Sheffield United defenders. I know that John Lundstram's been fantastic as well. He plays as central midfield sometimes. You've got Baldock. You've got, who else have you got there? Baldock Connell as well. He's a fantastic defender. But yeah, I've gone for John Egan just because towards the end of the season, he popped up with some really good goals. There was one goal he scored that was absolutely fantastic. I can't remember who it was against, but I mean, it was some goal for a centre-half who, was playing at Gillingham 4 years ago, I think it was. Chris Wilder's formation really does get the best out of every single player. So, yeah, I've gone for Ben Mee and John Egan as my 2 centre-halves. At left-back, I was struggling to think of a left back who's had a good season outside of the top six. Obviously, you've got Robertson and Chilwell and people like that inside the top six that have been really solid. But outside of that, there's no one that massively stands out. So I've gone for Bukayo Saka at Arsenal. I know, he's not a standout left back, but he has played there a few times this season. In his breakthrough season, he's been my breakthrough player of the year if you watch my other awards video. But I think Saka is one of them players, left-footed, got bags of energy being only 18 years old, and he's got, I think it's 5 assists in the league this season. So yeah, I've put him there. He's going to turn into an absolutely fantastic player. He really is so promising, and I hope he picks England as his nationality for to represent at senior level of football. So yeah, left back is Bukayo Saka. I've gone for 4 across midfield. By the way, the formation is 4-4-2. So right midfield is another Wolves person. Is another Wolves player who's going to be linking up with Matt Doherty at right back. It is Adama Traore. Now, a lot's been said about Adama Traore with his physicality and stuff like that. But for me, he's one of the best technical players in the league as well. He originally started off his career in La Masia at Barcelona, worked his way through there, and so many people were raving about how good he was going to be, and, saw him as a shoo-in for the Barcelona first team, but for a number of reasons it didn't work. He come over to the Premier League, he went to Villa, didn't he, in Middlesbrough and teams like that, and, despite him playing quite a lot of games, he's always had that absolutely rapid pace, but before he joined Wolves, he never had that end product. But now under Nuno, is some player. I think he's one of the most dangerous players in the league in regards to his directness, his control of the ball, his end product. He's set up quite a few chances for Jimenez and Jota this year. I think he's absolutely fantastic player. So he goes straight into my team. When you get a player who can control his pace and use it effectively, which is what Traore does now, in the Premier League, pace is key. So, yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. He's one of my favourite players in the league. So he goes straight in at right mid. The 2 centre midfielders, I've got James Ward-Prowse at Southampton. He is very, very, very underrated, and I think he should be part of the England setup, James Ward-Prowse. Fantastic technically. He wouldn't look out of place in the middle of, some of the top Spanish sides midfields with, the way he can control a ball and strike a ball. He's a set-piece specialist with, some of the free kicks he scored over the years will go straight into the highlights reel for the Hall of Fame type thing. I just think he's a very, very solid player. He's been at Southampton his whole career. He's just very, very hard working. I think he's now club captain. He took over from Højbjerg. So, he's very good. He's obviously impressed Hasenhüttl quite a lot as well. So, I think he's just Mr. Consistent, and he goes straight into my team because he's had another good season. So, he's the first central midfielder. Playing alongside him, now, this is a little bit controversial because he's not really a central midfielder, but I'm going to put him there just because I needed to slot him in the team somewhere. I've gone for John Lundstram, which is, the guy who, I was talking about could perhaps be playing at centre-half for Sheffield United, but, he's had such a good season in central midfield. I know that the arrival of Sander Berg at Sheffield United means that he's started a few matches on the bench in the last few months, Lundstram, but, at the beginning of the season, he was popping up everywhere, scoring goals for Chris Wilder and Sheffield United. He's one of these who's risen through the ranks as well. He's a workhorse. He knows the system inside out for Wilder. I think he's just a very, very impressive central midfielder, and, I think he deserves an opportunity to be in my Premier League team of the season. So, yeah, John Lundstram goes in at central midfield alongside James Ward-Prowse. Left midfield is another English lad. He splits opinion like no one else, this player, I think, in the Premier League. Some people love him, others can't stand him. It's Jack Grealish. Put him out on the left-hand side of midfield because I've seen him play there a few times for Dean Smith and Villa this year. I think he's supremely talented. His control with the ball and his quick feet and his leadership for Villa is something that, most teams at the bottom of that league don't have. And, his goal at the last game of the season, brilliant goal, kept him up at the end of the day. I think he, if he does decide to move on, he needs to be very careful, because right now he is the key player. He's the big dog at Aston Villa, and I know that Graham Souness isn't a fan of him. He says that he doesn't make the right decisions, which is why he gets fouled so often. I can see, some logic in what Souness is saying there, but I think he's got enough talent and, enough skill and enough quality to test himself at a higher level, or, stay at Villa, keep him up again and really push on. Either way, I think he's a fantastic midfielder. He's a fantastic player. He's a real, he reminds me a little bit of like a David Ginola type, stuff like that, where he picks up the ball and immediately 3 players around him, and more often than not, he can either beat a player or put it in the top corner or set someone else up. I rate him a lot. I think he's going to have a great career in the Premier League. So, yeah, left midfield is Jack Grealish. So it comes to finally the 2 centre forwards. These two actually play on their own up front for their clubs, but with my formation, I do like having 2 players up front, because I think you kind of got to fit as many goals, as many Cavalier players as you can inside your own team, haven't you? So I've gone for the first striker is Danny Ings. He has been absolutely incredible for Southampton this season. Every time you watch Southampton play, if he scores, you can guarantee the goal he scores, you'll look at it and go, yeah, it's a great finish, he's taken that well. He's such a good finisher. He's one of the best finishers in the Premier League, as he's proven with, 22 goals this season, which I think is a career best in the Premier League for him. I think he did quite well for Burnley a couple of seasons back as well. But, yeah, I think this is one of his best career tallies to date. He's a talisman for Southampton. He's not the quickest, but, as soon as he picks up the ball, he takes on a man and he gets shots away very quickly and with power as well. I just really, really like him as a player, and I think he's had a fantastic season. So, yeah, he goes straight in. And to play alongside him, I can't quite believe that, this guy finished outside the top 6, because he is such a world-class player. The final player in my team is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, obviously the Arsenal centre-forward. Gabon international, scores goals wherever he's been by the hatful. He's world class. He's one of the best players in his position in the world. Absolutely lightning quick. And yeah, I just rate him big time. His goal at Wembley on Saturday in the FA Cup final was absolutely brilliant. The way that he shimmied Rudiger, I think it was, and dinked it over Martinez in goal. Sorry, not Martinez he dinked it over Caballero in goal. Is brilliant, and he's just an indication of what a leader he is for Arsenal. They absolutely must keep him, because he's, he is genuinely world class, and he will score the goals that will hopefully fire him, will hopefully fire Arteta and his boys into the Champions League next season, they hope. But yeah, he gets the goals that wins trophies at the end of the day, and he's absolutely brilliant. Like I say, 22 goals in the Premier League this season. There was no doubt he wasn't going to be in my side. So, yeah, that's it. I'll put a little graphic up here. Obviously, like I say, let me know your team of the season, but I'll just go through it again. In goal, Dean Henderson. Back 4 of Matt Doherty, Ben Mee, John Egan and Bukayo Saka. Across the midfield is Adama, Traore, James Ward, Prowse, John Lundstram and Jack Grealish. And then up front, you've got Danny Ings and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So, yeah, that's my non-top 6 Premier League team of the season. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. Obviously, keep the support going. I appreciate everything. And, as the numbers get bigger and bigger, I want to do some Q&As and watch-alongs and giveaways and stuff like that. Anyone who's interested in football, please pass it on, because, try and build something here. I think it'll be really good to get a community going. So subscribe to the channel, follow me on my social media. On Twitter, it's at East Terrace 0, and on Instagram, it's East Terrace Football. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate all your support. I'll be making some videos in regards to the Champions League final later on this week. So yeah, speak to you soon. Cheers.